Welcome to the On the Edge podcast. I'm Stephanie Quayle, musician, songwriter, and mental health advocate. Throughout this season, I will be chronicling the behind the scenes of each song off my latest album, On the Edge. I hope each of these 8 songs, these 8 pieces of my heart, resonate with yours from the moment you heard them until the time you now hear the truth behind them. From betrayal to grief to love and laughter, this story isn't just mine. It's ours, and I'm ready to take us on a journey of redemption to redefine ourselves through honest discovery. So borrow some courage until the courage becomes your own. And that's when you'll be ready to tell your truth. So buckle up, because sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm Stephanie, and this is the On the Edge podcast.
I could feel the wind, I could see the fire. In that moment, felt like the only option. Then I turned around, 'cause some to get back up count. I had to touch the edge to know the line.
I get asked all the time, how do I have so much energy? How do I do it all between the travel, early mornings, late night performances, and projects I'm working on at any given time? I'm gonna let you in on my greatest self-care secret: water. And no, not just the amount of water, it's the type of water. You've probably seen me carrying around a blue bottle. Well, enter Splendor Water. Splendor Water is a volcanic water sourced from the Andes rainforest in La Mana, Ecuador. I've actually been to the source. I guess you could say I am source verified. What's wild about this water is that when it filters through the lava rocks of the Cotopaxi volcano, the water naturally picks up colloidal gold and silver minerals and other natural electrolytes our bodies need to stay truly hydrated. And when it comes to taste, nothing compares to Splendor. I crave it. I didn't realize how obsessed I was with the water until I didn't have access to it. Now I check a bag just to ensure I always have it with me. So if you're ready to increase hydration and energy, Splendor is offering only to the On the Edge listeners 15% off your first order with code EDGE15. That's 15% off your first order with EDGE15. Head to splendorwater.com/edge for all your ordering needs. Hydrate your soul by elevating your hydration. Pick up your Splendor Water today by heading to splendorwater.com/edge. I bet we've all been in that one relationship where we probably knew the guy or girl wasn't actually who they were presenting themselves to be. But they were just so dang charming that we pulled out our paintbrushes and we painted all those dang red flags white. Their charisma catches our eye, their charm pulls at our heartstrings, and you feel like the most special person that you are the recipient of their attention. Sound familiar? That is, until you aren't. Maybe you start to notice their charm has an effect on more people than just you, emphasis on people. Their work trips become more frequent, their work dinners become longer. But you're a smart person, right? You tell yourself that you would see the signs. You would have more solid proof if something else was going on. We slowly push down that gut instinct because we tell ourselves we are the crazy ones. But if there's one thing I've learned, even the best of hearts get charmed.
He was charming like a Cheshire cat, polyester cowboy hat, slick like oil, smooth talking like that, and an elf fake diamond rings, like their free drinks, just to pretend he's an LA king. He'll keep you in the dark. Even the best of hearts get charmed.
Hi, friend. Welcome back to the On the Edge podcast. I'm Stephanie. I'm so glad you're here. In the last episode, we chatted about how we don't always need closure to move on, but we do need healing. When my late boyfriend died, I was left with so many questions about his life choices and the reality of our relationship. I started asking myself, how did I not see all this happening right under my nose? It's now easy to see the signs I missed or chose not to see. I think if potentializing people was an Olympic sport, I'd be a gold medalist. Hindsight is always 20/20, isn't it? This is what the next song off the album, Charmed, is all about.
I wish that I could say that was the end, but 4 years together almost did me in. Warning signs, red flags flying right in front of my eyes. Let him slide.
I'll never forget our last Christmas together. He gave me the most extravagant, diamond-crusted Rolex watch. We were all taken back. Like, how could he afford this? How long had he been saving for this? My friends were blown away. It was unlike any gift he'd ever given me before. It seemed so generous, so over the top. After his passing, as you can imagine, my life was turned upside down in every way possible, including financially. So one of the ways I was going to keep myself afloat was to sell this really expensive watch. I mean, I certainly didn't want to wear it anymore. And this watch could potentially pay for a couple months' rent. So I went to have it appraised. And damn, wouldn't you know it, that sucker was fake. It wasn't actually a real Rolex. And you know what that appraisal cost me? $200. Seemed like such a metaphor for our entire relationship. I even believed the gifts he had given me were real. I mean, it's so absurd. You basically just have to laugh at it. And this is the exact reason why the song Charmed is lighthearted and a little playful, because we have to laugh at some of this. We can't live in the muck. Have you been there? The story seems so clear after the fact. You see the manipulation of emotions and their pattern of behavior. Actions of a person can create a situation that hinders you from seeing the true reality of a situation in real time. And that's exactly what happened. And friend, this can happen to anyone. Here's what I've learned from making this mistake on repeat. Yes, I have repeater syndrome. I had. Number 1, listen to your inner circle of people and be sure that those are the most trustworthy people in your life. One of my favorite lines from this song is, when your friends don't like him and your daddy don't like him, there's probably a reason why you shouldn't like him. That's the truth. Sheesh. Sometimes those around us, but not in the middle of a situation, have the best view to see what we don't. You have your family, your friends, this inner circle of people for a reason. Why don't we listen to them? Listen to them and be choosy. Be very choosy, because remember, you are the people you surround yourself with. Number 2, the longer you're in it, the harder it is to see it. The beginning of the song was a direct recount of how my late boyfriend and I met. I was closing up the shop when those blue eyes showed up. I should have kept my head down and turned off all the lights that night. He came to our little store because he had to find a gift for his daughter's friend's birthday party. And that was the beginning of this very long story. And then 4 years later, we're in this relationship. What I learned was the longer you're in the relationship, the harder it is to listen to your gut, to see the warning signs, to trust your friends, your inner circle, your family. So if your gut is signaling to you early on, listen to it before you don't trust it anymore. And lastly, number 3. This has nothing to do with intellect. This can happen to anyone, and it has. Over and over again through the course of history. If you've ever been the recipient of gaslighting or narcissistic tendencies, you're actually not alone at all. Not even unique. Not crazy. Not dumb. The crazy part is how common it is. And that's the whole point of this podcast, so that we can talk about it openly, and then maybe one day Narcissism and narcissistic behavior will be a thing of the past. These 3 realizations took me from not having the ability to trust anyone, including myself, to realizing that I was trustworthy and able to trust again, but verify. Yes, I was charmed and chose to not see the reality in that relationship. But that didn't have to be my story any longer. That's not where my story ended. I had a little bit of light coming back in, just like the lightness of this song. And I found that I might even have laughed at a joke or two. So friend, if this is you, know you can get to this place too. Borrow courage from a family member's relationship that you'd like to emulate. Borrow courage from the friendship that makes you feel safe and seen and heard and understood. Borrow courage in the fact of knowing you have the ability to change your future no matter what has happened in your past. And have grace for yourself because remember, even the best of hearts get charmed.
When your friends don't like them and your daddy don't like them, there's probably a reason why you shouldn't like him.
This show is produced by Elizabeth Evans Media Productions. All rights reserved.
Slick like oil, smooth talking like that.
Hey y'all, if you're loving this show, it would be awesome to hear from you. Head to your podcast app, scroll down to where it says ratings and review, and share your thoughts with, well, a rating and a review. Your words might just be what the next person needs to tune in and find the healing they're needing in their life.
Even the best of hearts get charmed.